Today I'm gonna prove that making Chinese food is easy by making it perfectly on my first ever try. In this video we're gonna be cooking Chinese style noodles, fried rice and fried ice cream. And I'm not joking when I say this, but in the end while making the fried ice cream, the craziest thing happened to me. But you're gonna have to watch till the end to see. First thing we're gonna cook is Chinese style noodles. The things we're gonna use today is baking soda, stock, chicken eggs, onion, carrot, some ginger, some beef, cornstarch, 2 different Chinese sauces, cabbage, and of course our spaghetti. Now, the thing is, it's better to use like Chinese style noodles, but there are no Chinese style noodles where I live. Like as far as I'm concerned, like I couldn't find them. To cook basically any Chinese dish at home, you need to prepare all the ingredients beforehand, then cook them at the same time because everything basically comes together very fast. First is a sauce, which consists of 1 teaspoon of cornstarch. I just realized this isn't a teaspoon, that's a tablespoon. So let's magically shrink it. Loop. That's it, now it's a teaspoon. We're obviously returning the cornstarch. I definitely lost too much of it. Look. 1 teaspoon, 1 big teaspoon of sugar, a tiny bit of black pepper because I don't know what a white pepper is, and half a teaspoon of salt. This cube stock is actually meant for 1 liter of water. I only need 60 milliliters, so I'm gonna use just a tiny bit of it. So here, some hot water of course. Not 60 milliliters, that's probably a lot more actually. I'm just gonna break a little piece of this. Now what I'm gonna do with the rest of the stock, I really don't know. Wait, it's very tasty. What we do is we stir. I'm sure it's hard to see on the camera, but like, it kind of doesn't want to dissolve. Put it in the microwave, a few seconds. Of course I'm joking, I'm not gonna put it with the spoon on. Silly me. Get it out of the microwave. Stir even more. Fully dissolved. Pour the stock liquid. Stir again. Here you're supposed to put dark and light soy sauce, but there's only one kind of soy sauce in Bulgaria, so I'm just gonna put a little bit more of this soy sauce. 1, 2, and a bit. The oyster sauce. Zack. 2 tablespoons of that. You can't tell me this oyster sauce thing doesn't look super satisfying. Stir even more. I'm fully aware of the fact that you're not supposed to try it because it probably tastes like nothing. It's a sauce. I don't know what it tastes like, honestly. It's literally a unique fucking flavor. The other thing that we're tasting is this oyster sauce because, as I said, it's the first time I've seen such kind of thing, so we're definitely trying it. Bon appetit, I guess. I don't know, that's how it looks like. It looks exactly like honey and behaves basically the same texture as honey, but it's savory. I hate it. It's probably better in the sauce. Now, for our beef, there's an only amount of instructions on how you're supposed to prepare the beef. The first and maybe the most important part is the fact that this bitch that sold me the beef sold me a bone. Let's remove it. That's like €1 by the way. Now you're supposed to find where the grain of the beef is. There's a problem because I have absolutely no clue. Let's cut it up for convenience. I'm guessing the grain of the beef is going this way and you need to cut counteractive of the grain. No, it's going this way. Look, there's these lines. Because the lines are going like this, you need to cut it like this. Meaning, go like this. You start cutting these thinnest slices you possibly can. This is hard as hell, bro. Bro, this is so hard. Okay, because this is hard as hell, I'm gonna put this back in the plastic bag and let it freeze for like 15 minutes. Let's check upon it. It's still way too jiggly, so I'm gonna wait a few more minutes. In the meantime, let's cut up some vegetables. First things first, we need to clean the sink. Our vegetables for today is a big ass cabbage, of which we literally just need a few leaves. An onion, 1 onion sprout, carrot, some cloves of garlic, and some ginger. We're literally gonna need just a few leaves of this cabbage, so let's cut off the stem and gather a few leaves. Of course, my little brain didn't think about the fact that we literally need to wash them again. And also we need to peel this big ass onion. We're literally gonna use maybe 1/5 of it. Can't really go to the store and say, yeah, can I get 1/5 of an onion? So naturally I bought 3. 2 cloves will be just enough because the recipe says only 10 grams. Which now that I think about it, it's a very drug related weight. Like you wouldn't say 10 grams of anything. Yeah, can I get like 5 grams of cement? That's enough. So now we need to do the same process with like the ginger. See, the ginger, a lot more than the garlic. I'm gonna basically separate maybe like 1/3 of it. Now one of them goes into a bowl. Just the ginger goes into another bowl. And I'm gonna use it for something. I'm really not sure what. Well, the same pattern repeats and I'm literally gonna need Zack. That's all of the onion I'm gonna cut up. For the cabbage, I literally prepared way too much because 1 leaf is probably gonna be just enough. The main like star of this dish is going to be the noodles. All the like the veggies are there for like crunchiness and I mean basically for crunchiness. Carrot, I'm gonna top basically this part and all the other parts I'm gonna eat while I'm recording this video. And that's a yum. That's basically all the veggies we're gonna need. The rest are going back into the fridge. It's probably time to get the meat out of the freezer. The thing is, it doesn't really feel any different on the touch, but I guess we're gonna have to work with what we got. I don't know if you can see it. The owner looks like a meat man. That's his arms, that's his legs. Again, it's gonna be easier if we separate some of the chunks out and figure out where the grain is. I could not tell you for the life of me. I feel like the grain is going this way, so let's cut it like that. You know what? I was hating on the freezer methods, but this is genuinely like 50 times easier to cut up. And if you're wondering why we're cutting it against the grain, it's because this meat is supposed to be very, very tender. And if you don't cut it against the grain, like the marinade doesn't penetrate, like something science-based. I'm not. Up. Who caught a mosquito while cooking? Ha ha ha. On some real notes though, but like, what do you do against mosquitoes if you're like a lion? You can't clap them out. Anyway, the beef is clearly professionally cut. Get one of them strainer bowls and you're gonna run your beef through cold water. Does that make any sense in my head? Absolutely not. Why would you wash your beef? Squeeze out all the remaining water. Now you need to get one more bowl dirty where you're gonna press your smashed, chopped beef and add a little bit of baking soda. I hope you didn't clean your hands because we're getting dirty once more. So basically what the baking soda does, make sure the beef is very tender. One hand cleaning later. Now we need to add a little bit more of some random shit to the beef. A little bit of sugar, a pinch of salt, very lightly some soy sauce. And then my biggest enemy, cornstarch, because it literally gets everywhere and you need to clean so much. Also, I totally forgot you need some oil. Probably expected this at this point. There's one more beating session coming. The beef is actually smelling really well in that weird Chinese way. So I really have high hopes for this dish. It's time for probably the most uninteresting part, making the spaghetti. I mean, you've probably seen this a million times, haven't you? Just like, get water, salt your water generously. While you're waiting, you can probably clean some dishes. After the boilish gets started, you pick exactly how many spaghetti you want to put. And you gotta be very careful because statistics say that 9 out of 10 people put way too much spaghetti. When you're done, get your strainer and you strain them. Like, what do you think I was gonna do? Not strain them? If you're lazy like me, you can just leave them in the sink. Like, they ain't gonna go nowhere. Unnecessarily wash pan, check. Beef, check. Let's put it to the grill. Oiling this bad boy very nicely. I actually lied to you because first are going in the vegetables. I forgot to tell you, you need to add some oil to your spaghetti. They're just gonna stick together if not. Well, how do I clean my hands though? Like, I wanna leave it here. While these are cooking, I realized where does the iconic Chinese takeout smell comes from. Apparently it comes from carrots and cabbage and onions searing together in an oily pan because this smells exactly like Chinese takeout. Oil up your pan again. After your pan gets really hot, you can put your marinated beef. It looks basically done, so we're just gonna pull it to one side, then deep fry in soy sauce. And this is gonna be our last putting it to the side. Last time we're oiling up the pan. After your pan is sufficiently heated, put the best component to it, also known as garlic and ginger. I'm messing with you. Garlic and ginger. Then you release your noodles. And now I'm stirring my spaghetti with all of my might. And once your noodles are basically integrated, toss in everything else and mix thoroughly. Some tips for future tornado is to make a lot more spaghetti and cook your beef for way less time. You can take me later. Now I'm putting my noodles to the side. And get your sauce and pour it on the side. Yeah, let it bubble for a few seconds. Start integrating. And yeah, that's low-key it. Now we get ourselves a deep bowl. It's time for the best time, the plating. Because I overdid the sauce a little bit, I'm trying to not put too much sauce in. Ah, you think I forgot? Time for the taste test. You know, I thought it was gonna taste exactly as promised, basically like takeout food, but like it's weirdly saucy. I can't explain it because like there was way too much sauce in that pan, and definitely needs more salt. I'm gonna put some more salt in. Even salt and soy sauce don't really change it. I think it's just a bad execution on my part, or just maybe I don't like this kind of dish. Make the perfect fried rice. You actually need to boil your rice. Did you know that? Making rice is surprisingly easy. It's basically the same process as making a spaghetti. For the longest time in my life, I thought making rice was somehow hard. And when your water boils, boiled water, you can open your rice packet, throw everything on the ground, pour it in as much as you want to, realistically. Now we can just stir it for a little bit, or not, you don't have to. I think this needs a little bit more of water, maybe a lot of more water. It's basically done, but I just realized there's a solid layer of burnt rice at the bottom, and I don't know how to get it out. It's basically 2 days later, because I had to go. But it doesn't matter because we're continuing our fried rice. And actually it's good for us because fried rice needs to stay in the fridge for a while. Before anything, we need to freeze our chicken. That's our chicken breast. It even got like a little, you didn't see that, did you? A little bit, tiny bit cooked, but it's fine. The process of seasoning is still the same as we did for the noodles, so I'm just gonna roll this small clip for you. You know what makes me happy? Seeing that you liked and subscribed this video. Thank you. Sauce for the fried rice is super simple. You just need soy sauce and some sugar and then mix. For veggies, again, we need some cabbage, carrots, onions. Honestly, you can just use whatever. Now disinfect your onion. Next, we need to crack some eggs. Remove this disgusting bit. I definitely did not forget to record the first time of me cracking an egg. And now beat them really hard, just like you do your wife. And it's finally time for the cooking. Put our pan, let it heat up. Oil, eggs, and then stir. I definitely did not spill some oil onto my shit. Remove every single bit of egg. Now use your chef fingers to remove it off of your wooden stick. Now more oil. And now add some of your chicken. Butter them sufficiently, but not too much. Now this is the last bit of oil we're gonna add, because now we're finally adding in our aromatics. It's just vegetables, bro. Vegetables. And reduce the heat, because we don't want them to cook like super duper quickly. Ready for our secret ingredient, frozen bees. They've been out of the freezer so long they probably aren't even frozen anymore. We're just gonna add a little bit. I didn't mean to add the bean water, but it's fine. It's gonna boil all the way. After your vegetables are done, get a big ass scoop of your rice. We need a lot. I'm actually gonna do two probably. I need a little bit more oil for the rice. Scoop your rice in. Of course it's a little bit pre-burnt, but that's fine. A second scoop. Maybe a little bit more. And now stir your rice very aggressively, because you need every single one bit to be just as burnt as the other. Add in a bit of salt, you're probably gonna need it. A few minutes of stir, you toss in your reserves, then make a place for the sauce. Basically, you want it to be added to the side. For the same reason as last time, it just like thickens up a little bit while it's in the pan. Start stirring aggressively again. Get all the sauce incorporated into your dish. For some crunch and texture, I'm gonna add some green sprouts and also some carrots, because carrots are the goat. Now plate your rice in a bowl small enough so nobody really notice how majorly you fucked up. Actually, wait. Anyway, here's our iron tank. And also while you're plating it up, that's a quick tip. Don't waste half of your food on the floor. You're incompetent little Bulgarian boy that has no idea how to actually use food. I think this plating method looks alright. Yes, we are gonna eat them with chopsticks. Do I realistically know how to use chopsticks? Not really. We're gonna find out on the move. Bro, hell yeah. This is awesome. Let's use my bowl. And let's make some fried ice cream then. The making of this fried ice cream might have been the most emotional part of my cooking career. So sit back, relax, and enjoy my idiocracy. For the fried ice cream, it's basically a requirement to get the cheapest ice cream you can get. It's basically vanilla. It looks complicated, but might be the easiest recipe yet. It just needs a little bit of preparation. You need one baking sheet. You're gonna see why. An oven. And then you put the baking sheet on top of it. Now you're gonna need a way to scoop the ice cream. Of course, you can just use a spoon. But I actually do want a scoop for ice cream. And actually I'm recording a blast for the past, because here's the rice and here's the ice cream. But you've already seen how the rice turns out. You open your box of ice cream like the strong boy you are. Ice cream. I may have missed making this, but I'm gonna show you. Honestly, I have absolutely no clue how you scoop ice cream. Yeah, I don't really know what's going on. I'm gonna try to run my scoop on the hot water so like the ice cream can dissolve easier. How the fuck do you scoop ice cream? Wait. Not awful, not terrible. I'm gonna do one more. Once you got your ice cream, you want to get that tray and put it in the freezer. While you're there, you can also, the other ice cream in the freezer. I'm not gonna eat it. The next step is something you never guess. You literally need bread. You're supposed to use stretch foil for this, but I believe one of those aluminium things that you put in the baking oven would be good enough. And also while we're here, the beating, bro. After you've created this mess, put your stretchy surface, let's say. Then open your bread. This part we're gonna draw out. But these three are essentials. Lay them out. I guess you can remove the corners after you separate your edges. You need to use your tuchuka. Roll it out. While I was rolling, I realized there are only 7 pieces in the loaf. I think we need to cut some corners now. And I think I know exactly what I need. I may have done something. These props, I'm gonna have to use them in a bit, but like, I don't know where to put them. So back in the back might be the best idea I've had in my life. It's time for one more rollout. What I'm doing now might as well be heresy to my family that really values bread, but sorry fam, it's for the video. Now we get our ice cream and also our bread, and we cover the ice cream with bread. That's supposed to be easy. We need to break a little bit off of our sheet. I mean, don't do it like a caveman like I did. After you've covered your ice cream as nicely as you can, you cover it with something, with basically anything that's stretchy, and you're gonna save it for later. The other one is gonna be slightly different, because we're gonna use some of my grandmother's jam. You see it? Pure grandma. You will get a spoon, and we open this jar up, scoop some of that liquid goat. I think you can imagine how nice it is. We're gonna layer it on our bread. It's gonna be kind of difficult because I didn't think of the fact it probably needs to be melted. And if you're asking me what kind of jam is this, I don't know. Wait, let's try. Kind of tastes like strawberry, but I really don't know. Is it evenly spread out? Absolutely not. Every bite is gonna be a surprise, that's for sure. Again, we get some ice cream and we cover with our, this time, strawberry bread. Genuinely, the process of doing that, it might be super humiliating because like, how the fuck do you throw a bowl out of it? Also, you need to like make sure there's no like ice cream spillage because it's gonna fuck up everything. And we cover it again. Now these three bad boys are going back into the freezer. And you may be wondering, but Tornado, until when are they gonna be in the freezer? Until they firm up, of course. While we're waiting, we're gonna caramelize some sugar. If you're wondering, whoa, Tornado, you never showed this pan to the camera. Oh yeah, because that's the first time I'm seeing it. There's no other clean pans in here. And yes, it is my first time making caramel, if you're wondering. Bro, why did nobody tell me that caramelizing sugar looks so fucking cool? While caramelizing, get our scraps. And we need to basically break up our scraps. You don't really need to make them too. That's maybe actually too much. Anyway, let's put our bread with the caramel. I low-key think I burned it. I've been saying it's fine so much, but it's low-key is not fine. Now assemble your blender. Let's put our caramelized bread. Okay, you can't smell it, but it's definitely burned. I just want to mention, don't follow in my footsteps. I don't know what I'm doing right now. Pour in some sugar for good measure in the mixture. And now some cocaine. Next, we need to beat some more women. I'm only putting one egg because my child support bills are way too high. We're getting the smallest pot I own and loading it with some nice oil. I'm gonna use olive oil because I'm an idiot. Forgot to buy normal oil. Now, the part I'm kind of worried about is actually frying those bad boys. Like, what if it doesn't work out? Kind of the whole build of the video is like the last part. I would argue that this coating is perfect. Now this one, I checked midway through, yeah, we're not. My brother, this is definitely not getting fried well. So maybe we just fry it for fun. Let's transfer our breadcrumbs, like sugary breadcrumbs, into another bowl because like, I was gonna use this one, but there's a big ass spike and it's gonna prevent us from like coating it too correctly. You oil it up nicely with the egg and put some breadcrumbs on it. I'm teaching you a trick on how to know if your oil is hot enough. Get a wooden spoon, any wooden spoon, and insert it. Because it's really not bubbling or doing anything, it's not hot enough. Alright, I just started the fire while trying to keep the oil hot enough. I think it's hot enough. The camera is definitely uncomfortably close to the oil, but that's fine. And let's try it. I think it's too hot. My cat is... Yeah, I did that like 2 seconds ago. I think it's under control. I've just put the top outside where it's hot. And if I... Yeah, I'm gonna do it for the camera, I don't care. If I do this, it's gonna start catch on fire. Yeah. The oil is currently... It's still hot, but it doesn't catch on fire no more. Apparently when you get some oil way too hot, it catches on fire. That was a problem. And I used like olive oil, which has a smaller fire point. Learn from my mistakes and don't do that. If there was a smoke detector in this house, it would go off. It's definitely not safe to be here. This is the product that we actually made. It kind of looks like yin and yang. Let's cut it up. Do we cut the yin or the yang? I think we cut... You know, I'm gonna do both. This is the jam version. It smells like shit. Let's try it. The part that's actually cooked tastes very good. I would like to say that's a little bit of a success, but you know, we're gonna do a second try. Same oil, because why not? You know, everything has stopped burning. I think it's time for round 2. It's on the camera. It's clearly one cover here, another cover here, so let's clean it. That's not getting off. That's my life now, I guess. It's definitely not clean right now, but it's definitely cleaner. Let's go for another try. I was waiting for everything to cool down. I put the rest of the ice cream back in the freezer. Let's prep our other 2 ice creams. This one which is open for some reason. I probably hit it. Oil it up. Put it in the crumbs mixture. I think like also the crumbs help because they close any gaps, like the ice doesn't melt. I'm not sure it's easy to tell, but I'm fucking scared from that experience. I think there's a high possibility that happens again. I'm still gonna do it anyway. Currently steaming, which may be a bad sign. Yeah, that's a bad sign. I'm turning off the heat. I'm low-key scared. I have my clothes on because I think that's gonna be easier. Here goes nothing. Okay, like it literally is falling apart. That's enough. I didn't plan where to put it. Holy. Stay here, we're gonna try you later. Here's our dessert. Some finishing touches. Is that tough? Guys, is that tough? Okay guys, let's go for our second taste test on the fried ice cream. Honestly, I'm burnt a little. I actually really like this. And if you're wondering, 1 second. That's how the other one turned out. Terribly. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Laughed a little bit at my idiocracy. And had fun. Bye. Fucking on a bad bitch and her name Brittany. Counting on my racks, yeah, the hundreds and the 50.